Good day to you, Sylvia. How you doing? Thank you so much for including your work here and for this fantastic written accompaniment with your work. This is great. I love it. It's a good read. A few other students. I mean, I make this comment a lot, but it's really important to include a really robust, detailed written rationale with all of your assignments because it allows we instructors to really get a great insight into your learning process. This is certainly no exception here. This is fantastic. Quite often, I learn just as much by a student's writing as I do by their work. So this is fantastic. All right, we've got the banner and we've got the magazine ad. So let's go ahead and take a look. Well, I've got both up. Let's start with the magazine ad. I think that's a gorgeous ad. I really do. One thing I would recommend is I think that the sail still is a little bit too big, and I think the logo is really big too. Watch my cursor, something like this. Watch my cursor, something like this with the logo. And then reduce the sail to something like this. Okay. Now, as far as the logo goes, I would recommend trying a different logo. You know what? I have Hannah's post up right here. I would recommend using that logo. I think it would bring in a little bit. This is right now. It's very monochromatic, and I think this will bring in some interesting color for just like a little kind of a punch to the ad, kind of pulling it out of that monochromatic color scheme and adding a little bit of pop to it. I think I'd try it. I think you're going to like it. Other than that, I think it's just a really just a gorgeous ad. Really beautiful. Good job. One thing you might consider doing is trying to assemble your type in white. See how that works out for you. Because right now I think it's darkening things up into an otherwise very dark ad. Speaking of dark ad, I think the background image could be adjusted. I think we put an adjustment layer on that. What I would do is I would increase the lightness or brightness associated with it. Maybe through a levels adjustment layer just to make it a little bit brighter, and maybe just decrease that saturation just a little bit. I think it's just too purple right now. Okay, let's jump over to the magazine ad. I mean, sorry, the banner ad. So the banner ad I think is pretty darn good. But again, the background image is so dark. It's really dark. So again, try that adjustment later there. Watch my cursor, logo, same logo, right about this big. Right now it's over the boat. That's probably not a good situation. So maybe something like this right there for the logo. Okay, Arial bold, italic, and then Arial regular. Got a little bit of hierarchy issues right here in that this is bigger than the subhead. So think of a newspaper. Largest type is the headline, then the subhead, then the body copy. So I'm not saying make it smaller, but maybe just a little bit. I'm not saying make it smaller than this, but maybe just a little bit smaller than it is. And then also, this isn't really a call to action. Unforgettable memories isn't a call to action. Remember, we're supposed to animate only the call to action. So let's see what the call to action is. Okay, beginning sailing as certified. So, I'm seeing, okay, with free sailing lessons, but you have with free sailing lessons here. So what you might consider here is forget the unforgettable memories and just bring this whole configuration down. Right now, this is an unusual kind of little alignment. This is how this is indented. What I would do is I would take this type right here, move it down a little bit, bring it over to about right here. Move it down just a little bit. I'm talking about the headline, the subhead. Watch my cursor, something like this right here. In the composition, maybe increase the size a little bit, and then just animate that with free sailing lessons. Okay. Then the other thing is that you definitely want to include the location here. Absolutely, because it's St. Thomas. It's considered to be some of the most beautiful waters on earth. So that could reinforce, that might even be make the difference between somebody clicking on this banner or not. So you definitely want to do that. Okay, so fantastic. That's just a summary of my recommendations. I'd love to see you work some of those details out. And of course, Sylvia, as usual, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or need any clarification whatsoever, please let me know and I'll be glad to provide anything in that regard. Great start, Sylvia. Thanks so much.